We are coming, my brothers, for a better life that we deserve for ourselves and our children. Happy New Year, my brothers.
Live to the Beitbridge border post now in Limpopo, where South African Defence Force boats are now patrolling the Limpopo River. It's after the BMA's repeated calls for urgent intervention as immigrants exploit loopholes to enter the country illegally.
On your live shots, you can, on the live picture, those are some of the Zimbabwean nationals who have crossed illegally in the last 5 minutes. So despite the SANDF being deploying at least, I could count at least 2 boats, speedboats around in the east and western side of the river, what we have noticed is that as soon as they leave to go to the west, those people who you see now made their way, took them less than 5 minutes to cross from the Zimbabwean side to the South African side.
The PA members are approaching them on the side of Zimbabwe to go and take those boats. They are now moving, taking the boats away. They are now taking the boats away. Cowards. They are taking the boats away now. When they see our members are going in.
If you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favour and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
Now, this is the penultimate number and it's number 2. At number 2, I present to you Kweku Afrique. Wow! This guy has a thunderous voice. Like, when he speaks, you wanna listen. I've been able to watch a couple of his videos and I sincerely will tell you that he makes great impression in whatever content he's going to present. Thank you so much, Mr. Kweku. Keep up the good work.
So South Africa's military is on the rise, patrolling the Limpopo border, arresting a number of Zimbabweans who are trying to cross by boat. Now, regardless of the fact that several Zimbabweans have been arrested already, that does not deter them. Still, a number of them are on the lookout. They are just waiting for an opportunity to cross the Limpopo River and then make it to South Africa. Now, as a result of the numerous arrests, I saw a post which was put on Facebook. So the post is saying and accusing the South African military of, patrolling the Limpopo River, which does not belong to them. Now, let's check out the post. And it says, SANDF is slowly invading Zimbabwe, using boats and drones in our Limpopo River, harassing Zimbabweans who are fishing in that river. The Limpopo River is a 100% Zimbabwean territory, and any military patrol there without any authority from our ancestors and the Republic is simply invading Zimbabwe. All these people you see here were busy fishing, cleansing and performing rituals by the Limpopo River when the South African army hijacked them and arrested them. Now, the Limpopo River is our spiritual place. We go there for fishing, cleansing, and to perform rituals. And it goes further to say that South African military must stop this. Our ancestors are not happy. So Zimbabweans obviously are accusing South Africa of taking over the Limpopo River. But just a fact check. So let's see.
We are coming, my brothers, for a better life that we deserve for ourselves and our children. Happy New Year, my brothers.
Does the Limpopo River 100% belong to Zimbabwe? And fact check, let's check from Google. So the answer is that no. It says the Limpopo River is an international boundary river. It forms part of the border between South Africa and Zimbabwe. The Limpopo River is a border river that forms part of South Africa and Zimbabwe. In international law, boundary rivers are usually divided by the mid-channel, which is the Tuareg principle. Now, this means that each country controls its side of the river, not the entire river. So the statement that Limpopo is 100% Zimbabwean territory is legally incorrect. Now, can the South African army patrol the Limpopo River because it shares border with both South Africa and Zimbabwe? And it says that, yes, the South African National Defence Force is legally mandated to protect South African borders. 2, to patrol South African territory, including rivers that forms borders. 3, support border management and anti-smuggling operations as long as South African army operates on the South African side. This is not an invasion. Now, if it was supposed to be an invasion will require crossing into Zimbabwean territory. 2, military occupation. And 3, hostile intent. And there is no evidence of that. In this case, what are the Zimbabweans exhibiting? Now, these guys are exhibiting one, emotional and law collide because over the years, so many arrests have been made on the Limpopo River, which regards to illegal border crossing, smuggling, and unauthorized fishing on the Limpopo River in South Africa. Now, these people are claiming rituals or spiritual cleansing. But you see, the fact is that, rituals or criminal cleansing or whatever does not override the law. Traditional practices do not cancel immigration, environmental, and security law. So, even sacred sites are still subject to state sovereignty and law and enforcement. Now, the next thing is that, does South Africa have the right to carry drones and boats all over the world? Drones are commonly used worldwide or for border surveillance all over the world. Everybody uses drone. So you can see that over the years, if you check the records, South Africa has arrested a number of Zimbabweans trying to cross illegally. But even to think of it, if somebody will accuse or will question Limpopo River not being part of, South Africa, the question is, why does Zimbabweans need to cross the Limpopo River to get to South Africa? Meaning they're sharing border with South Africa. So the moment you cross the river, you get to the other end, you are in South Africa. So they automatically have the right to protect South African property or borders, everything.
The interventions by the SANDF, since we've been here, this is the first intervention, I must mention, from at least on the river side. So what we were told by authorities here is that the fencing along which divides South Africa and Zimbabwe is problematic, and it's not even a deterrent. So what the people you saw who were on the shots right now are moving westward towards that fence, and it's so easy to cross. So there is a big problem there, Maschaba. But let's take a listen to what the BMA told us about the fence, which is now not even a deterrent anymore.
The fence itself is a problematic crisis for us, because now it disadvantages the whole process of arresting as well as deportation. We arrest someone now, and then within 30 minutes we see the same face within our port that we need to cross over again. But what we usually do as law enforcement, we profile the individuals that giving us problems at the border, the port itself. Then we open cases for them so that they can go trial and then be charged as such. But the main point that you just mentioned of the fence really is a disadvantaging factor or a demoralizing factor for all of us as law enforcement. We're trying our level best to do as much as we can so that at least we are managing the space at all times within the area itself.
According to them, Maschaba, they say they are trying their level best. But we know that there are other law enforcement agencies like the SANDF and the South African Police Service who act as law enforcers in this part of the border. But seemingly, Maschaba, it would seem there's still a problem. Now, the fence that we speak about extends to...
This is the screen where all the work is happening. They're showing us what is happening. So just a few moments ago, we're able to see some people trying to come from the Zimbabwe side, crossing the Limpopo River. And we've heard earlier on from the Border Management Authorities Commissioner that about 99 people have been intercepted in the past 24 hours. And 2 of those people are believed to be the ones who are facilitating the movement of these people illegally. I'm not sure if you can see, but we can see that there's a bit of movement of some of these people actually that are being monitored by drone. It's quite a huge number. So that's the work that is being done in as far as the use of technology is concerned. Let me just bring in the Commissioner of the Border Management Authority just to explain what we are seeing now and what we've seen just some few minutes ago. Commissioner, seemingly this remains a challenge, and you have to intercept people now and again.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Mweli. Yes, indeed. As you can see on screen there, we are busy monitoring some of the individuals that have just crossed the Limpopo River through some bit of through some bit of a boat. So in that particular process, we are busy monitoring them as they move. Our response team is actually somewhere inside there. You will see them just intercepting them. So basically, this is how the drone is assisting us, because instead of just doing the patrols on the road, what we basically do is we just monitor them as they come through. Immediately after they exit the banks of the river and they exit from what we call the no man's land, and they ultimately enter our territory, that is the point where we are going to do the interception. As you have seen, as you have said, Mweli, yesterday we were able to intercept around 99 individuals in the same process, and out of those 99 we had 2 that we call the facilitators, and those are the ones that when we intercept, we do not deport, but we ultimately get them arrested. So this is how the drones are helping us in terms of monitoring the movement. So these people are not even aware that we are monitoring them, and they think that they are now in, but effectively they are going to be intercepted, brought into the port, and we are going to process them for deportation.
So which means that this is a serious problem. But in terms of collaboration, our neighbors, that is Zimbabwe, your counterparts that side, are they also part of this operation, or it's just you, the side, working on this?
Yeah, you see, the issue of illegal migration, well, we had already indicated that unfortunately we are more on our own, and maybe just to indicate that we are effectively to do this work. Our neighborhood are not helping on illegal migration. I think that one is an open reality, and on that particular basis, you will be aware that on their side they don't even do much of operations to try and stop their people from crossing the borderline. So if you can see there in the bushes physically, I don't know if your camera chief can also show, that is where our response team is sitting. Do you see it up there? Yeah, but actually not necessarily on the screen, but up there, that's where we have them. They are actually waiting for them. As soon as they approach that particular environment, that is where they are going to hit on them, and then they will bring them to the port, and we are going to then process them for deportation. As we are monitoring them, we are able to see somebody who is in the front, who is doing the facilitation, and those are the ones that we are not going to deport, but those are the ones that we are going to make sure that they get arrested and take them to Musina police station. We open a case of aiding and abetting. So basically that is how we do the work. The good thing now is that this drone is no longer just here for festive, is here permanently. We now have the drone pilots, which are the border guards of the BMA, and therefore they do this work on a daily basis. And that is why we have seen a bit of reduction in the numbers of people that attempt to cross. So even in this instance, after we have intercepted these ones, you will see that the numbers will keep going down, because they will see that effectively now they are being monitored.
And this happens quite often. Is it something that happens daily?
No, definitely. We do have this kind of incidences daily, but the numbers had actually gone down. I mean, remember, the northern border effectively used to lead in as far as the numbers of people that will be attempting to enter the country illegally. But now, as we speak, that actually number had gone down this side, primarily because of the assistance of the drone and the kind of interceptions that we make. The other thing that had an impact is the more we arrest, for example, the facilitators, is the more we deactivate this kind of operation. You see, now here is where now they cross the actual borderline of the country, and that is where we can now officially say they are in South Africa, South African soil, and on that basis they are busy going up. Our guys, you see that car there, is where our interception team is, and they are definitely waiting for them to be able to intercept them, and that is the essence.
All right, thank you, Dr. Masia Pato, there for explaining. Unfortunately, our camera can't go to the real location where the people are at the present moment, but that's what you have seen, the use of technology actually helping those officials that are working here at the Bait Bridge border post to be able to pick up those people who are trying to cross from that other side of Zimbabwe into South Africa.
Anyway, guys, what do you also think of the video? It's because, I mean, recently they arrested a number of people at the river. What do you also make? Leave your comment in the comment section. It's a wrap for today.